Welcome to Building Families with 𝐁𝐿𝐴𝐺𝐲𝐻. Today we're going to be talking about, we're going to be trying to navigate around finding out if the divorce rate in our country is high, if so, why it is like that. And I'm not doing this by myself. I am with the Honorable Mr. Nchunga. It's Honorable.
Not for now.
Mr. Nchunga, welcome to Building Families. You can formally introduce yourself to the people that are watching you. Who is Mr. Nchunga?
Thank you.
Where do you come from?
Thank
what do
you for inviting me. My name is passporting attorney, 𝐁𝐮𝐢𝐥𝐢𝐧𝐠. I'm an attorney by training. Been a lawyer for the past 37 years. Botswana. So I'm in Botswana from 𝐁𝐮𝐢𝐥𝐢𝐧𝐠 village. I'm a writer, I'm a pastor, I'm a musician, I'm a guitarist. So I do a lot of things.
Yes.
I don't have any time for idling.
You keep your mind busy, proactive.
I believe we should all do some nation building in one way or the other.
What are your views on, as I was introducing our topic, divorce rate in Botswana? Cohabitation, cohabitation. Divorce. As a lawyer, what are your views on the divorce rate, or maybe on statistics that you can share with us, just general statistics of the divorce rate in our country?
The divorce rate is high because the statistics that I saw, if it's accurate, around 46. 46 is not far from 50%.
Exactly.
That means out of every 100 marriages, 50 end up in divorce. So the divorce rate is quite high.
Yeah. So why is it that way? I mean, you obviously get to meet people that come to you seeking legal advice, I believe. Obviously, what you discuss is confidential, but what are some of those things that cause divorces?
The reasons are many. Issues around infidelity, issues around boredom, issues around death of trust, death of the healthy relationship, death of communication, and issues around change. You fall in love with one person, and after some years they've changed, and you are not used to the new person. So most people, when there's some dramatic or drastic change, they can't cope. And then there are issues around having acquired knowledge about the person you love, which knowledge you did not have, and you can't cope. Now that you know the real person, you can't cope. And then there are issues around, of course, the main one is disconnection. Or it's like if you lose signal.
You mentioned just another point where you say when you now, what people change, as they grow, people change.
Yes.
So getting back to adapt when people change, because obviously seasons change, like we've got winter, summer, autumn, spring. So why do you feel as a lawyer?
You fall in love with a particular person, you get used to that character, and then somebody changes direction, they change values. If you fell in love with somebody, and then suddenly they no longer practice that, they are doing the opposite, you may not be able to cope with the sudden change in their life.
Yeah, I'm asking you this because you're 150% correct. But if I'm a TV presenter right now, and tomorrow I feel I want to study to be a pilot, for lack of a better career, is that not something that as couples we're able to sit down and have a conversation to say, look, I know I've been doing this for the longest time, but I'd like to further my studies. I'd like to have a degree. I'd like to have a diploma. I've got my master's. I wanted to do my PhD. You know that it's something that requires a lot of hours. To that position. There are
some things.
Sorry, I just want to say, because I am asking you this, because you have ample time to sit with these people individually. I mean, obviously, as a lawyer, consultation. So motho ha tla ko go wena during that consultation a ba ipolela mo go wena. That's why I'm asking you these kind of questions so that we can have more perspective.
There are some things that you can adapt to. Ga motho a ikoketsa, a ya sekoleng, or changing career, they are still bringing food on the table. But there are some things which the change is such that it will shock you.
Like what?
Like the one that I gave about somebody changing their values. Ole lesho no nyala prophet kana moruti. Ya no bole mawar, this person, their lifestyle has changed. Now it's just the opposite. And you can't cope with that because for you...
Opposite of being muruti would be what? I want us to have like a more detailed, or written in the depths of it. Okay, Nick, I was a pastor and then all of a sudden my values have changed.
Yes.
Look, give me like a tangible... I'm a prophet and then my values changed to what?
If usimala utshwara banusa, and you are always drunk, and I don't smoke and you are smoking in the blankets, and you are not even doing it outside, those things affect my health and my, especially my mental health. So I may not cope with that kind of change. And it's not coming, camorero, it's just coming, it's sudden. We never discussed it. Exactly.
And then all of a sudden I start this habit of smoking.
Yes.
I don't discuss it. You come home one day, we tell you, cigarette.
And then when I was
But
and suddenly I'm always drunk.
But there is going to come that time where we're going to have a conversation about it. I think you can maybe in the first time, the second time, but we don't like this habit.
And when you discuss the
Common ground.
Or any remorse, and then you realize that I can't cope with this new behavior.
All right, let's just go for a quick break and then we'll continue our conversation. Guys, you are watching Building Families with 𝐁𝐮𝐢𝐥𝐻𝐢𝐵. We'll be right back. Welcome back from our break, and I am Nchunga, who is a lawyer. He's a musician. He's a whole lot of other inspirational things. But today, I want to talk to Mr. Nchunga, the lawyer.
Yes,
I invited you on Building Families because I wanted people to understand not to understand advice advice about the in cohabitation. Mr. Nchunga, I want to talk about cohabitation.
Yes, ma'am.
Cohabitation, I believe that a lot of us do it around this country. It's like something. You know, you meet a guy, you feel like you're in love with him, or you meet a girl, you feel like you're in love with her. But the cohabitation stories, I get a lot from my little knowledge of research. Yeah, no ke batla go botsa ole Mr. Nchunga gore a batho ba ba mo cohabitationing a gona le molao wo ba favorang somehow. I'm asking this question because when two people are living together, right? And then one feels like they want to leave the relationship.
The best way to approach cohabitation is to look at it against marriage. Marriage, you are living with somebody for life and it's regulated by the law, highly regulated.
I like that, highly regulated.
Yeah, no. The difference is that cohabitation, law but it's regulated by the two of you. It's not regulated by the law. You can't open a book and say the law of cohabitation.
Right.
So that's why as a married person, obviously I'll be biased, but I know marriage is a risk, but I would say cohabitation is a bigger and greater risk because you cannot have recourse to any regulation which regulates cohabitation. So you are on your own.
So basically that is what it is?
Yes.
Okay, let me ask it this way. What happens, and I know this has happened to a lot of young people, but end up cohabita for more than 10 years, 20 years. More. What happens when either party end up and then the family then comes in normally to say kana ngwana rona o tlhoka hetse me ngwana rona nna le wena family eo ena le tetla ya go tsaya dilo tse e leng gore ne ke di aga le motho o ne ke tshela le ene mme a sa tlhola le mo botshelong?
That's a very fundamental question, and it's difficult because we are talking about something which is not regulated by the law. So if it's the parents and they come, so santa ba simolola ha kae ka gore motho ga a batiwa ne go sena morero, and they come in what capacity. So that's one of the reasons why it's difficult, because when you try to get in to solve problems, you ask yourself, which law am I going to use? If there is a will, well, it's fine, because at least you'll be knowing that more willing, that can give you some guidance. But not all of us write wills.
Not all of us write wills.
Yes, so then it becomes difficult, because you may not even be knowing who bought what. If you just use the law of fairness, or okay, let's give back. Yes, but they won't even know, because if people are living together, you won't know who bought Bolao. Maybe with the car it's easy because there's a blue book. And immovable property, if it's a house, maybe there'll be the title deed. Yeah, those two it might be easy because you know who bought it. But other things, it will be very difficult.
Yeah, no, Mr. Nchunga, as a also as a lawyer, a lot of Botswana find themselves in these kind of situations. 6 months ago, go nile le story sa gore hey kana ke ne ke tshela le mme o kana ne ke tshela le reo family ya gago itile ya tla ya tsa sengwe le sengwe mme ne ke nna le motho gore ke challenge e ke itseng tota gore it's one of the issues that people have. What is your advice on that? O ka advice ka tselentseng? I know it's a tough question, but o ka re guide yang?
It's difficult, and I'm biased in favor of marriage, even though marriage also is also a risk, but I would be biased in favor of marriage because at least it's difficult for me to advise somebody who is cohabiting. Maybe the two of you can be creative. You keep a journal and you have a list of the things that each of you bought, or you could come up with some kind of ampre contracta, just something more or less like a general agreement. I don't know, but that would be very creative because they don't think of stuff like that.
I'm going there, and
yes.
I also want to add. Can you imagine hela one day ke a chase hela ke thela ra bwantsha gono go ntse ke mara ke hela motho modimo a re jenela re kuru o re itse re le Batswana o ikitse o le re wa Motswana gore how especially borre I think rona bo mme we can be
the
creative. The
question will be how ntshepi
and we can think outside of the box re le bo mme we are more flexible but akanye hela ke sokile phale tshela ra ba ba nna hatse ke mothabisa diete be ke rabo ga re dire mokwalonyana ho I mean how does it
might bring distrust. Even though
I think distrust and also being too forward. You don't think
definitely most men would feel threatened
by my personality by saying, hey, can we?
And why are you even thinking about doing that? Exactly.
Why that's why I felt it is very important to have somebody like you. I know you would be biased to the marriage, but as my elder, as a married man, I know you know this is going on, so I just wanted you to kind of share light into how we can, Runama 2000, we can navigate around it. But I'm kidding, I'm 41 years old, but you get the point. It's a challenge. It's a challenge that we face.
My biggest advice would be, as much as possible, avoid it.
Now we're getting somewhere. Let's go for a quick break and we'll be right back. You're watching Building Families with 𝐁𝐮𝐢𝐥𝐢𝐬𝐴, and we'll be right back. Welcome back from our break, and I am with Mr. Nchunga. Mr. Nchunga, before we went on our break, ha cohabitation e le gore wa advise yang ke kopa rong advice hela from the bottom of your heart gore your views on cohabitation ke eng ka gore ke aha o ithela ile gore gender based violence, emotional abuse, physical abuse e simolla gone ha cohabitation en teng ha ngwana mosetsana le ngwana wa re ba itsetse tshwetso gore ba go nna bote it's not like the word you used, it's not lawful la boli itsetse tshwetso ko so ang advice mo cohabitation gore ware.
My advice would be that as much as possible avoid it. And why do I say so? Anybody that I like, my mother, my daughter, my friend, my sister, I wouldn't advise them to choose cohabitation. So if you come to me for advice, even if you're just a client, because the fact that you came to me, of all the lawyers who are saying, I choose you, advise me, I would say, don't. Because I love you, I would say, don't choose that as an option. Choose the other risk, which is marriage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are just getting yourself into something which is not regulated. And if anything happens, you are not covered by the law. And if you go, it will be difficult to determine what you are entitled to because of the nature of the unregulated relationship.
So that's what you would say.
Now I would advise you not to choose that option.
So the best
Save
option,
yourself heartaches.
Yeah. All right, 100%. Mr. Nchunga, arzana mukaspiti mo GBV. Ke batla go itse as a lawyer, have you ever assisted somebody or consulted or somebody came to you a consultant or go hetsa go betsa mosadi kana mosadi o abused monna? Have you ever consulted those kind of people?
Yes. These days it's very difficult if you are a lawyer not to deal with something to deal with GBV because it's very common.
On your side,
mostly it's women, but I've had a few where a man comes and complains about GBV. Usually it's emotional abuse, not necessarily physical.
Emotional abuse. How can you try and define it?
Kore motho a ba go tshwenya mme gongwe la sa go klape mme gone a go tshwenya ka go sukura maikutlo a gago a tshwenya maikutlo a gago.
Okare ha sekai, like a sekai of an emotional abuse, like a scenario, any simple scenario. You know why I'm asking you this? I'm not asking you this to patronize you in any way. A lot of people are in emotionally abusive relationships and they don't know. Physical abuse is straightforward. How physical abuse makeup. But emotional abuse we tell emotional abuse. As a lawyer, I think that I'm being emotional abuse. How can you, what kind of examples?
That's emotional abuse. That's emotional abuse. Even unholy silence. Something boiling and I decide to cut communication. That's emotional abuse.
A burning issue.
Exactly. Kana o ira lo motho wa tsho ga o iputsa hore khanye kana motho a ba ntidimalla. Exactly. That's emotional abuse.
I'm asking you, these questions are very important because a lot of us think that communication, but communication, not communicating with you when there's a burning issue. You are communicating with you. You are basically communicating.
Omitting to communicate with me when we are supposed to communicate.
That's right.
It's communication.
Because
it's negative.
It's negative.
Exactly.
It's toxic.
It's eating me up. Yes. Sometimes you can eat somebody up emotionally by keeping quiet when you are supposed to talk. Ha go botoka motho a go manya o itse re nyame kgang e hedile.
Ke batla gona go.
Yes.
Gore Batswana ba tlhaloganya gore bo lapeng. You know what? It's controversial because sometimes re rutwa gore ga gona le bothata re bo address. I get.
Le thamaga ya.
Ha gona le bothata gate ga ngwe o itidimala pene ke a bua sente. Ha gona le bothata. Ke batla go banka imgo kwa. Ha gona le bothata ga ngwe gate. Nya itidimala hela e tla re o itidimaletse go tla siama. But here we are again. Gore how we itidimaletse gape kana o didimala o feel gore we don't want to attend this issue. Can that fall under that?
Mo botsalano mo relationshiping. Go na le tidimalo e siameng. E be go na le tidimalo e ke bitsang unholy silence. Ka gore kana go eo wa itshela sente gore we are supposed to discuss this issue. And
what makes either party know or at that time that issue is supposed to be discussed?
Arsemal ko tamageng. Tamaga ya re ha motho a go hosetsa. Molelele. Matthew 18 verse 15. How mposetsa tshwantse re ke go bolelle because that gives you chance to show whether you are a humble person. Are you going to accept your mistake? Are you going to apologize?
I want to ask you this. So at that time, if I feel that I am not emotionally fit or I'm not in a good space mentally to have that conversation with you, would that look like I'm being toxic? There's a burning issue. Relationship. There's a burning issue. But at that time, I feel that I am not in a position to express myself. I do not want to discuss that issue.
If, as my lover, you are involved in infidelity, cheating. I don't know whether to give an example of the man or the woman. Either. It has to be discussed. There's no how.
There's no time.
There's no how it can just
disappear.
We can just keep quiet as if there's no burning platform. For example, if there's been adultery, there's no how two people can keep quiet because that same night you want me to have sex with you without a condom, and we haven't even discussed the issue of adultery. So unholy silence, it cannot work in a love relationship. This person wants me to have sex with them. They've been cheating and sleeping around. They want us to have sex without a condom, and they don't want us to discuss that issue. So an unholy silence is bad. You shouldn't have been married in the first place.
Mr. Nchunga, I always wish that we can have long conversations, but unfortunately, that will really be enough. Cheatingly, infidelity, it's happening in our country. As you said, we're at 46% general statistics. What can you encourage people? I know you've been married for the longest time. Okay, encourage the couples.
If you have chosen the person you love, stick to them. No cheating, because cheating is destroying this country, is destroying marriages. It's not good. Just love the person you choose.
My last question before they kill me. Is it okay to confess cheating?
If you want the marriage to continue, you have to confess. You can't be proud when you have cheated. Just say, I've cheated. And that person should be given a chance. Do they forgive you and continue? Or do they say bye-bye?
But worry, it should be confessed.
It should be confessed.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Please share your number before we go. Your number?
714-678-12.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you for watching Building Families. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time to get into a conversation, but we will see you again, same time, same place.